The reason why I say that, and I know Flacco's on here now. I think Flacco, how long you been at No Jumper?
18 months.
I don't
So
think.
like a year and a half.
Let me say this. So it's a year and a half. I don't think your importance today it was as important as the first 3 months. Like the first 3 months, I think he was like, "This is what is needed to get us headlines." I think he has a lot more stuff going on now, and you're on the puzzle board, but it's not necessarily the most. I don't know. I might be reading wrong into that. Anyway, yo, Flacco, what'd you think about this? Like, what happened, bro?
Man, yo, act like that clip is the prime example, man, of what us non-street niggas have been dealing with in all our lives, right? Like, if you are a non-street dude who's in the hood, who's in the urban city, your biggest obstacle out of that environment is a street nigga. So once you overcome that, and they are still following us into like, listen, so these dudes make it impossible for us to prosper in the hood. Once we get out the hood, now they want to dictate and make it impossible for us to prosper and have a career outside the hood, bro. Listen, bro, like after a while, bro, we sick of it, bro. Like if you tell it, right, like, after a while, bro, like we sick of it, right? Like, bro, like you telling me, again, I ain't never seen none of these LA rappers go off on Anthony Fantano, go off on any white man who is giving opinions, right, about the music. Like hey, right, for example, Adam said the same thing that I said, right, in terms of LA rap being in a bad space months ago. But I ain't see no LA rapper say a word to Adam, right? Why?
Can I ask you a
Because
question? What was the specific?
yeah.
What was the specific? It feel like you must have said like, and I don't know if you said it on the podcast. Did you say like, yo, oh yeah, he blew his chance, or oh yeah, he came out of jail but he didn't deliver? Did you say anything to that? Because he seems to be really like, yo, you're trying to put out a narrative against me that it just falls, and I got to remind you where you are and where I'm from.
Sure, right. So act. And he DM'd me though and told me that he's not upset about anything I said about him. And he said that he's upset about me saying LA rap is dead. But I did say though, so here's a little history. So before O3 got out of jail act, I was on No Jumper saying, yo, when O3 gets out, bro, he's taking over. When like as soon as O3 gets out, we don't want to hear what none of you other niggas gotta say. We is listening to O3, only O3. So I had the pom-poms on act to where niggas was telling me that I'm on his payroll. I'm a dick rider. So I was carrying that flag. And, you know, where the music started to drop, I wasn't feeling it. So I expressed it, right? So when people, right? So like, I feel like the issue is,
How did you express it though? I have to ask that because
yeah, right? Yeah, look, right? So look. So it started off with the snippets. And I said, I'm not really feeling these snippets. I don't think it's good. And then on the show, I think it was like 2 weeks back, right? On our like second episode or like first episode, I said, listen, we only care about really like two or three niggas in LA. And I said the two that we care about is probably like Wally the Sensei, Kellen for real, or maybe Greedo. But then I said we care about Greedo right now, but then in 2 or 3 months it may be over for Greedo, right? And those were like my quote. Right? And I'm listen, right? But like, listen, but my whole plight is this act, bro, is like I'm just pushing forward, bro, because again, bro, like in 2 or 3 years, my nigga, bro, like Flakko is gonna be a multimillionaire, have a media empire, right? I don't need LA rap, right? On again, and on my channel, bro, I barely speak on LA rap. But there's a young nigga right now who's getting into media act who is saying, yo, if these niggas bully Flakko and take down Flakko and shut Flakko up, I have no chance because once the precedent is set as if, yo, you can have an opinion if you're not a gang member, bro. And he said, you got to ask for my permission to speak because I'm not a gang member. So if if I say, yo, I'm going to shut up, well, guess what now? Like the next nigga that's coming up after Flakko, now that nigga has no chance.
Hey, by the way, did you notice the guy in the back? Like there was some ad libs. It was like, yo, give us the word, we'll pack him out. Like it's probably like being facetious or like just kind of joking. That wasn't the end of it, right?
No act, right? So look, like what's crazy about that, right? Is like, and this is like how like I guess like naive and like I am, right? I'm so focused on the phone conversation because I thought that like bro came on to actually have a conversation and debate. So like I'm so
Oh,
focused
wait,
on that,
hold
and
on,
that's how
hold on.
Mr. Word he
Wait,
said that
wait,
I
wait,
feel
wait,
me.
wait,
I'm not
wait.
even you feel me
Yo,
like you feel me. You're hearing that shit.
let me just stop you right there.
Yeah,
Just you saying that reminded me of 2017 me, where I'm like, I'm
yeah,
here to talk. I'm here to have the conversation. Yeah. No. Yeah, of course. Hey, yo, that's the beauty of like you're like focused and really like you love what you do and you love like even if maybe you change your mind at the end of the day, you think you're having a conversation, but there's a lot more at play, right?
yeah, right. You feel me? And I'm like, listen, bro, like I truly thought, listen, right? And he texts AD and say, yo, I agree with this, and this. The Flacco said, but then when he hopped on the phone, he never said nothing that he agreed with, right? So it's kind of like I thought we were trying to have the conversation and push that shit forward, right? Because act like I'm the only nigga in LA rap media, bro, where these labels, wait, right? These labels, these rappers, these managers don't got my phone number. They can't hit me up and sway my opinion. So when I speak on something, and here's why it really moves, right? It like moves the LA culture because when I speak on it, they know that's an opinion that can't be bought.
Yeah. No, I've always said if your opinion doesn't matter if you could be purchased. If you're just a line item that they could be like, oh hey, no, we gave Flacco $1,000. He's gonna say this. He's gonna like this. Your opinion doesn't matter anymore. It's over.
Yeah, act. Listen, also too, right? Act. Listen, right? So break it down real quick, right? So
Wait, hold on. You didn't speak like so. The guy in the back. Do
yeah,
you believe you don't believe that? Like, let's say O3 was like, yo, man, pat that nigga. You don't think nothing will happen, right?
but act like I can't listen. So one is this, right? Like me thinking it's gonna happen or not, like doesn't matter, right? I came well protected, so I'm always well protected, act, especially in this city, right? So like when it comes to like me having a fear that nigga pack, bro, I'm always 100% well protected. I did everything right in life to have the right to protect myself. So when it comes to like packs out beat up, bro, I really don't care about that because I'm always well protected.
Got the blick on you. That's what I'm talking about. Good job, Flacco.
Nah, man, come on,
Go ahead, Flacco.
man.
Go
Nah,
ahead.
nah. Yo, I
Go
question
ahead.
right now, bro, like, again, man, I'm just like perplexed and shocked, right? Because people will say, yo, listen, right, bro, like, I done got like mad DMs from like 20 different like rappers, right? Talking about like, oh, we gonna get you right, like we gonna kill you. And I'm like, hold up now, bro, like, y'all gonna rally up 20,000 gang members to kill Flacco, but y'all can't rally up 20,000 gang members to solve the wealth disparities. Like y'all can't rally up 20,000 gang members to come and solve gun violence. Like I'm the
Flacco,
trophy now.
what I will tell you is this: what you're saying makes sense, but never like you can't put your safety in like yeah, niggas will put like this. Nothing unites niggas until it's time to kill another nigga. That's just
Facts.
unfortunately how it is. I will say this to you, and this is why I think LA is such an interesting place. I think if you look back at how anybody in terms of media has dealt with LA, it's a reason why you see like the quote unquote shock jocks and blah blah come from New York. In LA, it moves
Yeah.
differently, and unfortunately, you're there, and you have to take that into because I'm gonna be honest with you, like I feel like I've seen the best versions of you. If you do that in LA, they're knocking your head off. That's a fact. They're gonna knock it, bro. It's just not gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a
Mm-hmm.
decision you have to make where you be like, you could do it there, but you know, as you say, you're very protected. Well, you're gonna have to be protected everywhere. Because when people are
Yeah.
telling you, nigga, I seen you at that party, I could have stepped to you and slapped you, but you might just think that's a conversation piece. No, nigga. When people, let me tell you this, when an artist thinks that, like, put it like this, with D Savage and all them bum ass niggas who, I put that nigga career literally in the grave, right? If I see that motherfucker, like, you think that motherfucker's like, oh no, I'm glad Act just killed my career. I'm glad Act just like destroyed my lifestyle. I can't even buy a sandwich. That nigga works at Amazon now. You get what I mean? You think that nigga is motherfucking happy? No. So I look at you and I'm like, you're in a place where you see how Charlemagne walks around New York with a white guy in a suit. Strength to carry, and will down and shoot a nigga over him. These are the realities that people who give commentary like you and me have to live in.
Yeah.
And not only that do we have to live in that, is that you have to figure out, is this sustainable for you? Right?
The facts.
Now, when I looked at that room, I'm like, I do believe that I don't think AD would have made anything happen to you. I'm going to be honest with you. Like,
Nah,
yeah.
Hey, be my nigga.
But I do worry for you because here's the thing, and this is my advice to you. Bro, I get what 03 Greedo was saying. Like, he feels like if you're the voice of LA, he's going to have a problem and other people's going to have a problem because they look at things differently. But my nigga, I personally think you should be someone who talks about hip hop overall. If anything,
I do.
You know what I mean? Don't even make it like you're the aficionado of no LA shit. Let it be with somebody else let it be, what's the dude that do the report card, Dijon? Let him do that shit, right? Yeah. Because they're always going to get at you. You're not from there, blah, blah, and then they're going to try to bully you, bro. You get what I mean? And I understand his point, but you also have to understand, as a rapper that he is, he has to remember that some people ain't going to like his shit, or some people might actually still feel like what you say, even with knowing the region. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was crazy too, though, right? It's like, and they was asking me, yo, why don't you talk about Atlanta? Why don't you talk about, bro? Like, if you look at my content, like I don't discuss like the LA rap shit. You feel me, right? Like, and on my channel, right? Like, I talk about Florida, I talk about Atlanta, right? I talk about New York, and they're saying, yo, like, what makes you credible? And I'm like, hold on, man, bro, like. I'm the most impactful voice in LA rap media because you niggas made me the most impactful voice, right? I'm the one where I can give an opinion and on a Saturday night, and 100 rappers is going to be on their IG live story, right? Doing 2-hour live stream talking about my opinion that I made on a Saturday night at 3 p.m., right? So it's kind of like I didn't choose to be the most impactful voice in LA rap media. I didn't choose to be, right? Like, I didn't choose to be the voice of the streets. They made me that, right? So like my whole thing is this, bro. Like, y'all just stop caring about my opinion, right? It's that simple, right? But also too, bro, like, I do understand, bro, that like at some point I do have to elevate. You feel me, right? Like, Like, I do have to like carry the torch outside of LA rap media, right? Because bro, like this, bro, like,
and Flakko, I'll give you some advice.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about my come up is that nobody knew I was from New Jersey until I was already on.
Yeah.
You know why? Nobody had to. No one was like, yo, Act, tell us what's going on in Jersey. No, nigga. Tell you what's going on in the world. So if we talk about Chicago for a month, we're talking about Chicago for a month. We talk about Atlanta for a month, we're talking about Atlanta for a month. The problem, what I see is that you're on a platform that is skewed towards LA. So for you to have strong takes and strong opinions, you have to give your opinions on that. Now, I think this won't be a thing eventually, and that's why I keep telling you, you got to focus on your platform because your platform is going to be seen as global. No Jumper is a historic big platform, but it is a LA platform, right? So when you're on that platform, they're going to want you to speak or give the same type of energy or opinion about LA things, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think they'll ever receive like proper for you. Like if I was the guy, and this is what I always told people, I'm like, you know, one of the first people from the West Coast I embraced was DJ Ghost because people wanted me to have a West Coast street nigga opinion. I was like, I can't have that. That's not me. So I was like, yo, let me show y'all, or let me recommend y'all. You know what I mean? It's like a referral. Let me refer y'all to a street nigga West Coast dude who would be more along the mindset of you guys who's cool as hell. And I'm like, when y'all want that, go to Ghost, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's where you have to, your content's gonna escape this, but it's gonna be your personal content. But other than that, man, I'm just hoping everything, I'm hoping nobody tries to do anything to you, because did you feel kind of belittled in the call, or you just thought it was content? Because you were smiling most of the time, but some people felt like the words were a little harsh.
No, listen, no, so like when it comes to like how I view myself, bro, like I view myself as a child of Allah, right? Like, so like no nigga can ever make me feel like I'm belittled, right? But like I understand like the intention was to try to belittle and mark me out. But like here's the thing that I believe that most street niggas don't understand, bro, is that 90% of the hood don't do crimes. 90% of the hood don't jack and don't think that doing crime is cool. So when, you know, I came to have a discussion and people seen how pure and genuine I was in trying to have a conversation, and all I got was, yo, I'm gonna slap you, I'm gonna kill you, the comment section is, yo, like this is not cool, and people galvanize around me because they understand, bro, act like my message is just, bro, like if that happened to me and we look around and no voice in LA rap media said a goddamn thing. They all was terrified. They all was scared. They kept quiet. They didn't say a goddamn thing after they heard somebody say, yo, you can't speak because you're not a gang member. And no nigga in LA rap media said shit at. That shows, bro, that everybody else is terrorized and scared. And if I gotta be for me, but the voice, bro, that says, bro, that shit not cool, bro. Like we should be able to have opinions without being terrorized, right? Then I gotta say that. But bro, isn't it odd, my nigga, that there's a million podcasters, commentators, radio personalities, and not one person said, yo, nobody should be terrorized for having an opinion. And again, in a damn show saying that person has to ask for permission to speak because they're not a gang member, and no media personality said a word at, I just have an issue with that particular picture.
Did you talk to Greedo afterwards, or what's the immediate aftermath after this thing occurred?
Bro, like I try to ask, okay, so what did I say about you specifically? And he says he don't have an issue with what I said about him. His issue is my take that LA rap media is dead. So at that point, act is if niggas want to kill me for having an opinion on music and not getting personal and not calling niggas out their names, then at that point, act, there's nothing I can do, right? There's nothing I can do, right? Because again, bro, like, but the founding principles of like this country act, right, is freedom and pursuit of happiness, right?
Yeah.
So if I dodged the hood and left the hood to not have to deal with these niggas, and they still saying, yo, we have a right to restrict your freedom and pursuit of happiness just because we're gang members and you're not, man, come on, bro.
Now, will this affect how you give commentary? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the majority of people who may have watched you over time, the Flakko who showed up day 1 to day 90 isn't necessarily the Flakko we're getting now. You know what I mean? Like I've seen, I watched the clip, and Sharp, who's not even Sharp himself, like in terms of just intellectual capabilities, I feel like they're almost trying to press you on any opinion you might have. How do you deal with that?
Nah, listen, right. So one, act. Sharp is Sharp is an intelligent nigga, man. So like, listen, no. I understand like y'all beefing, man, but listen, let me put y'all on the phone, man. For me, man, right? But still though, right? Right.
No, Flakko, I say that because I say that because and you could have your opinion of him, and that's not wrong. It's an opinion.
Sure.
My opinion of him is that he isn't that smart, because you, like, in times he tries to press you is because you've displayed or you've said an opinion that he doesn't agree with, and he's almost trying to do what street niggas do. Intimidate or force you out of your, like, for example, if I don't like oranges and I said, man, the orange tastes disgusting, and another thing is said, nah, orange is the best thing in the world, and blah 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 blah. Okay, that's your opinion, but my opinion is that it's disgusting. If you now choose to argue with me about what I personally think and try to like reprogram me, like first of all, with all due respect, it's a failed pimp. Like you can't, like he's never pimped a dude. You know what I mean? He only could pimp like women who are down bad. So when I hear him arguing with you about something you naturally think, trying to reprogram your mind, it just goes to show that this guy's just a failure in general. But it's not just necessarily about him. I'm wondering,
Yeah, let me.
if you have opinions,
Sure.
are you still sharing your opinions unfiltered, or at this point you're in a place on a coast that it's going to be a little bit of pushback? I could imagine Adam might be like, yo, bro, chill out with these things. I could imagine so-and-so comes at you and say, chill out with this. Or who knows, a 03 Greedo hits you and be like, yo, bro, don't talk about this no more. How do you still do content that's unfiltered? Because for me, that was the most important thing as I was coming up, right? What people now think of Akademiks, which, by the way, this is the irony of it, what they accept from me now is because of years of me doing it. So they're like, oh, it's just Akademiks. I've seen me say the same thing about someone as someone else, and they're like, it's just Ak. It's not just Ak. You know Ak for doing that, so you allow it. But then if it's someone else, they're like, oh, no, this person can't do it. Blah, 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 blah. Like, you're mad at that other person. You're not really mad at the action. You're mad at who did it, right? So I'm asking you, how do you...
Yeah, Ak, right? So look. So my opinion in being an unfiltered hasn't changed, right? I'm still giving it unfiltered, and here's why I go out my way to make sure it's unfiltered, right, Ak? Because I'm an outsider. I came into LA rap media and look at the landscape and seen that the media niggas in this city are terrorized, they're in fear, they essentially are bought out, right? Right? Like their opinions are bought out and they're scared to give real takes. So I know, and I'll put myself back again, like this may sound crazy, right? And I don't want to sound crazy. It's essentially like in a position of the messiah to LA rap media, right? Where I came into this and I'm seeing that the media personalities in this city have Stockholm syndrome. They're terrified. And it takes one person to say, yo, this is not right. This is not cool. We are Americans, bro. We should be able to speak freely. And as long as we're not disrespecting nobody, we shouldn't be terrorized and living in fear. Me personally, listen, bro, I have a $2 million life insurance policy. If I die today, my mama is a millionaire, I'm good. No nigga is gonna scare me into saying, bro, like, I'm not gonna speak freely as an American because I'm not a gang member. Nobody is gonna say, I have to ask for permission to speak in America because I'm not a gang member, bro, right? Again, and if I gotta die for that, I'm gonna die for that, right? But like, I'm never gonna say, bro, I'm gonna live like a slave in this country, right? Again, after 300 years of my people fighting to like, bro, hell nah, bro. Like, these niggas can't put us back in chains, bro. Ain't happening, bro. Like, again, and if we fought to death, right, to get free from these chains that the white man put us in, I'll be damned, bro, if I let some Negroes put me back in chains, bro.
Well, I think you took it a little bit different, and like I don't really compare it to that. But I will say, listen, I think hip hop media and I think media in general changed when the fans' opinion became more than what was seen in the comment section. Like when I gained a little bit of popularity, I remember saying, why ain't nobody saying this? This is what all the fans are saying. When I go to school and I'm debating hip hop, we all saying it. When I talk to this person who's a stranger, they're saying it. But why don't they say it? And then you get to realize, well, they're not going to say it about this guy because this guy's label pays them a lot of money. So if they say it about this guy, it might affect your opinion. So they're never going to tell the truth. So you're never going to see a very balanced opinion of what the actual conversation is. So you're going to see a skewed opinion or a concerted effort to change the opinion. And then I was like, okay, all right, cool. Let me just give my opinion. And when people started celebrating, I said, this was the most important thing I could ever have. People were saying that what I was saying was like a fan. And that's the biggest compliment. Hey, you're speaking just like a fan. Like these days, sometimes they'll try to get me like, be like, yo, Ak, why are you talking to so-and-so? Like, or were you talking about, I'm like, bro, I'm just a fan. Like, yeah, I might have made a lot of money off this shit, but I'm just a fan. And yeah, I don't think necessarily this is an 03 Greedo and you issue. I do
Not
think.
a question though. Oh,
Go
so
ahead.
go ahead.
I do think the West Coast in general, though, and I wonder how you feel about this. They look at you, and I've heard this before too. Not about you, but other people. They look at you and they don't feel like you're a qualified person who they feel could speak on music.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they bring up that you're from North Dakota or whatever. And I remember, it took a while for me for people to be like, oh, okay, this is a guy at the end of the day, no matter what, he's a super fan of music. Like they know how, like I've sat here and listened to albums and cried. I've sat here and lost my mind. They've known that this stuff is like, whether they agree with me or not, just passionately, music is just some shit that, as always, it's in my heart and in my veins. And if I say something, it's not that I'm just saying it, like I'm saying it from a super fan. Like I've always told people, like if we were supposed to have like a musical quiz in here on type of musical history from the last 20 to 30 years, I don't even think nobody in this chat could even defeat me. You know what I mean? It's just I'm that
Yeah.
obsessive with it. For whatever reason, I don't think people feel like you're there at that point yet. So your criticism, they hit you with the nigga, who are you to say this, right?
Yeah.
How do you kind of take those criticism when they're like, why? Because even when they said, yo, how do you grade a song? It was almost
Yeah.
like they're like, they don't respect maybe your musical opinion.
Yeah, act right. So listen. So one, I think I'm really invested in music is my life. But then also two, I say, okay, like again, like whatever, and I say, don't even matter. If I walk down the side of the road and a crackhead said, yo, Flakko, you the worst personality and on YouTube, I wouldn't give a fuck because that nigga opinion don't mean a goddamn thing. He hasn't earned the right to critique me yet. So I won't even have an opinion on him saying I'm the worst. But when Joe Budden say it, he has earned the right for me to do it right. So look, so when I say this, I mean just them even caring and having an visceral reaction to my opinion means I've earned the right and they care about it, right? Because if I was just a nigga who was, a no fucking body and just saying and right and just saying shit, multi-platinum artists wouldn't be on Instagram and Twitter attacking me because they wouldn't care about my opinion. So just right, so like just them caring about it means that I've earned it.
Okay.
Right?
I understand shit. I feel like we're both doing a stutter off. I understand a part of that, and I think over time, when people see you being able to decipher and also discern between good music, great music, continually giving, your opinion on music, I think that respect will come. I will say, man, you got to figure out the West Coast conundrum. We have never seen a outspoken media personality that will challenge the status quo, especially regionally in the West Coast, because sometimes they go by different metrics. And that's where you are. And I'm hoping you navigate it properly, because I don't think you can tell me, is this the first time you've had an artist talk to you like this or no?
But act like they do it every week.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, right. Now, but act question though, right? Act so like again, like, and outside of me and maybe like Dejan, right? Like, can you think about a strong opinion that a LA rap media nigga had like has had? Like, can you think about one strong opinion from an LA rap media nigga?
There's not necessarily LA rap music critics.
And that's my point though, right? It's because these niggas live in fear. So for me, it's like, and that's why I say, right, when they say what makes you credible, well, I'm credible because I'm the only nigga that can be honest.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, man. Feel me, man. Hey, listen though, man. Listen, yo, part 2 next month.